2100 in this.
They normally do their own sound. And look at what I'm talking.
We're gonna start just a minute. Alright, Jay, this is Baltimore Paparazzi YouTube, and that's Hard Body Radio Facebook Live.
So which one is this?
That's that one right there, the little one. Put that mic down or something. Do some of that mic, because all I see is the mic and like your head. Like the mic is like right here, and that's all.
Is this supposed to be turned around some sort of way?
You can turn it. Yeah, turn it around. Well, turn the whole mic around. Like it's all like on a. There you go.
Oh, got it. Oh.
Yeah.
You see me now?
Huh?
Can you see me now?
I can see you now. I can see you.
It's on Hard Body Radio?
That's Hard Body Radio Facebook Live.
Alright, I'm gonna make sure I share this.
It's your girl Lisa, and this is In the Spotlight with Baltimore Paparazzi on Hard Body Radio. You know, I still missing Paco, so I had to play Fallback. That's G Hood featuring Paco. Yeah.
G Hood?
G Hood, yeah. Yeah, G Hood.
I know him.
I know him too. I still show
I just met him.
And see, and that's crazy because I met him a couple years ago, and he's been around for years. So yeah. So the voice that you just heard, that's Jay McGraw, who said, I'm not being interviewed. I knew he was gonna say something.
Well, I just know that he said Hood.
Yeah, G Hood, that's like my brother. He's like one of the only people that I'm really, really scared of in like real life. Like, and he's short.
But he's calm. But when I talk to him, he was calm.
He is a black Sicilian. He will remind you of that. Like, you don't ever want to see him mad.
You know where I met him at?
What?
I had met him on a Kickstand podcast.
Oh yeah, because that's
his Renaissance man.
That's Smooth. That's Smooth's podcast. Shout out to Smooth. I met Smooth through G Hood.
Really?
Yeah, I met a lot of people through G Hood because we had a show called.
I met Smooth through Singleton.
Well, we had a show called I did my In the Spotlight showcase, and when I got tired because, you know, all of a sudden rappers become divas to me. Well, why can't I go? When am I going on? I've been here. And they were plucking my nerves, but I'm giving them a platform to be able to perform, putting money in their pockets as well, because I split ticket sales. And I said, I'm done. I'm done. I was going to say, you might want to get that box and you can prop it up. That white box.
I think you're on like 2 different buttons. That wasn't going to work.
Yeah. Or there you go. We improvise. Whatever works. But so I was stopping my show, and Hood was like, yo, Lisa, don't do that. Don't give up that day. Let me take it over. Blaze the stage. So we did Blaze the stage for a while.
Yeah, he did good with that. He told me.
Quality. But anyway.
Off me.
This is not an interview. This is a conversation.
Right.
And I'm having a conversation tonight with Kojo.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes. Now, once again, because I've been in this scene for so long, I can't tell you the very first time that I've seen you, met you, nothing. I just know I've seen you over the years performing on stage.
Yes.
One incident comes to mind.
Uh-oh.
No, it was a crazy incident, but it was not crazy on your part.
Okay.
It just involved you. 5 seasons.
All right.
Comp is supposed to be performing.
Paint this picture for me, okay?
Kojo was coming in. Larry was on his typical bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
You got a coat check.
Oh.
Kojo had his coat on, and it had Kojo.
Yeah.
You know, like the painted. You know, it was part of his attire. Not just a coat. It was part of his attire. Larry was on his bullshit, but guess who you got to wear that coat in there, didn't you?
I got to wear my coat. A lot of cats had to take their coats off and get them checked. I got to wear my coat in there.
Cop was throwing a damn fit.
Oh yeah, at the door. Yeah, that was like a Thanksgiving.
It was Bridget's. It was Bridget's.
Yeah, it was like a Thanksgiving give back, and I brought my homie Omar, Dirt Road, and Comp. We all came through there. Definitely donated to the cause and all that. That was a good night though.
Yeah, it was. But that incident stands out in my mind when it comes to you.
Yeah.
But another incident comes to mind, and I don't even really remember it. Jay does, because I cussed Jay out that night.
Uh-oh.
The depot.
Oh yeah.
I was gone. Yeah. I cussed him out. I cussed Taz Spitter out.
Jeez.
Taz Spitter took me home because he said, "How you getting home?" I said, "I'm fucking walking."
Yeah.
He was like, "No, you're not." I said, "Yes, I am."
I remember that.
I got in the car. He's taking me, and I cussed him the whole way to my house.
We tried to grab our drinks.
I told Jay, "Get the fuck off my drink. You ain't paid for it."
She told me, "If you don't get the fuck off my drink."
Oh man, Lisa, you turning up.
Yeah, I was gone that night. I took over 600 pictures that night and don't remember 400 of them. But they was all really good pictures, and you performed.
Yeah, you threw a couple of them joints on the flyer that you made for this. And,
right.
Man, that flyer, the jersey that I had on in that picture. Shout out to my big homie Rocco from Robinwood, who the dude, he like literally was one of the reasons I rapped in the first place.
Right.
And we got this basketball league in Annapolis called the Y Games. And the neighborhood I grew up in, the team name is the Funk Mob. And that's because the guy who runs the team, who sponsors the team, is like best friends with George Clinton.
Oh, okay.
And P-Funk and Funkadelics.
You do know that they're coming to the Frozen Harbor Festival.
Absolutely. I'm all a part of that. Trust me. It's gonna be a movie. So crazy story. George Clinton used to he slept on my mama's couch. Like like he technically he come to Maryland. He from the we consider him family from the neighborhood. Just cause him and my big homie Kurt, they got like a real good relationship. So so much so, like I said, the big homie considers named a neighborhood team after like the Funkadelics.
Right.
So we the Funk Mob. So like maybe 2 days before that show at the depot, I was telling him about certain things I had going on. And he was just like, "Well, man, come to the house and get a jersey." And it's just like, that's almost like wearing that jersey is almost like playing for the Bulls when Michael Jordan was there. So when he was just like, "Man, come get a jersey," I'm like, "What? I can get the Funk Mob jersey?" And I held on to it for a very, very long time too. But yeah, and I didn't get any pictures in it. But then I seen the pictures from the flyer. I said, "Oh, Lisa got pictures." So yeah, that's what it is.
Because that night. I like the first 200 pictures I took out, I'm taking pictures, and then everything is just like a blank after that. And I was like, "Oh my God, I didn't get pictures of Comp. I didn't get pictures." So I'm going through, I take the card out, put it in my computer, and I'm going, "Yo, I don't remember none of this shit. Damn, these pictures are actually pretty good." So yeah. But that's what I said. Like there's certain moments in my life when I see somebody, an artist or whatever, and I can remember like certain events. Like I do remember the first time that I spoke to Ogun because it was monumental to me. You know what I mean? That moment I knew who you were. I've talked to you before, but that night at 5 Seasons, that was something that stuck with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's just certain things that when you see somebody, there's a certain memory that triggers, and that right there, because Larry was on some bullshit. There was no reason why you needed to take your coat off. You know what I mean? It wasn't like it was a big bubble coat. You was hiding a fucking AK underneath.
Yeah, and it was actually like a varsity jacket that I kind of really had just got done. And in the process, that was like maybe at the time my daughter was it was like early stages when she was just like born, right? So we had I remember me and Tess had just did a song together. Dang, I can't remember the song, but we ended up shooting a video for it that Prophet did. And you know, he had like the whole CHM free bands thing going on.
Right.
Like, you know, we actually had got jackets done for the video. So that was like my jacket for the video. And it's just
right.
Like, maybe 2 days, 3 days prior, he had did an interview with some cats from Annapolis. And they had asked him, like, what's you and Kojo relationship, man? You know, y'all on songs together, da-da-da. Like, because they wasn't familiar. And he like, that's free bands code. What you mean? You know, like, so, you know, hey, let's run with it, baby.
Right.
So I went, so we went got the jackets done, and we rocked off like that. So I had rocked that jacket like to his like signing party, and then to the video shoot and everything else we was doing. So when he was like, "Yo, you gotta take the jacket off," I said, "No, can't take this jacket off, man. Like this is part of my thing. My name on this. It's all a part of what I'm doing." So
right.
It was a little rocky, but he got the picture.
Yeah, he got the picture eventually. Like I had my little issues with him a few times or whatever, and a lot of times it was like you just had to pull him aside away from everybody and hold a conversation with him, because you know he had to keep that image of being an asshole, because that's exactly what he.
Right.
Yeah, you know he's Larry, the security, the door, and all that stuff. But like. I was just like, I'm just watching this shit play out, and I'm just like, he not wearing a big bubble coat. Like, there's no point in it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. But that was also his little hustle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, give me a couple $, I'll let you keep it. Yeah,
I
know
know
the game.
You know, that was his hustle.
I've been on that, like, in that space and in that scene for like a while now. Just doing the 5-season shows. So like, you know,
about a Baltimore.
Okay.
You know, I don't know. Just listen to the ratings. It was Paula Cale. Oh wow, you know. So when I got in comp, let me tell you, me to the. What the hell? My phone is really going crazy right now. Like it does switch the camera around. It's done. Oh no, we're not doing that, honey. No. No. I don't know how it did that. Oh, we're not doing the front camera. We do the back camera. I told you, look, I got issues with this phone today. But, yeah, because, like, I'm just that type of person that I don't think, I'm instrumental. I take pictures of everybody from the beginning. Am I recording? See, this thing is crazy. I take pictures from the first person to the last person. Mm-hmm. See, there it goes. It's acting crazy. But I don't think that everybody knows me. Because how many rappers have you heard, oh, everybody knows me? And you're like, who the fuck are you again? Who are you? Where'd you come from? They don't. Some people may have seen my logos.
It's out there.
Right. So, you know what I mean? So, on stage and calls me by. He's got to say Lisa Stan. There's a lot of the people that you have been around. I think that's probably one of the reasons why I know who you are, is because I seen you get on stage with them, and I'm like, yo, who is this? And then I started seeing your name more and more. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think I have a CD of yours. I got so many CDs. I think I got a whole bunch of J's. Grand opening.
Oh, that was my first gun. That's one of my best CDs.
I got a couple of his. I have a crate that has a lot of CDs in it. And I think I took pictures of all my CDs at one time. And I think I have one of yours.
Yeah, like I said, from 04 all the way up until now, I kind of made it my business to step out and be a part of like the Baltimore scene. Really heavy, like I'm going to say like 07, we went like real crazy. Mm-hmm. Like out here, whether it's like South Baltimore, East, West, didn't matter. Like we really came out.
I remember being like, was it 5 seasons or so? Must have been 5 seasons. I was always at 5 seasons. Yeah. That was home for me. And I think I remember the yellow, that's something that, like I said.
Yeah, because it was around the same time when Testament was doing the green thing. So we kind of like looked at it and it was just like, yo, we gotta we going in like, and that's, you know, the homie. So we even was like contemplating working on this whole thing. We was gonna call it the Sprite, the green and the yellow.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, and we had so many records together. Just meeting up at Deep Flow, doing a bunch of stuff, and he on this and me in Annapolis, and then just bringing it all together. So when I to just about you know, a lot of the good people out here may want to be a part of it. You want super dope. I got. We had a really
like when like to where the point that get ready to do something. So he's right there, of course.
And my cousin, like the group of like,
Name is
just
that?
like what?
Right.
So yeah,
artists want to be didn't want all the acts that came or what it was.
Doing it that way, because at the time I was involved. Like,
well, you are, as you said, Mr. Annapolis.
I had when you're not looking to sonar, I was really looking at it as like, yo, it's a cool look for me and my home. Me going to perform, like we was kind of notorious. Considerate, didn't think twice. It was just like, yo, we coming in here, you know, pulled up by a couple of the older kids. Word. So trouble.
Right.
Which life where and then coming off a minded standpoint.
Right.
To get to. It's another show to get to. I did 111 shows. Right. It's like now it's like a work in progress.
Right.
More than my cell phone jumping out to work. I'm love that. Like this is how they again, it's a growing process, and then you know like how they are. Nothing's wrong. Humble and be, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, this whole new outlook, and you gotta fake it. I seen like a meme on Instagram, faking it, and off the energy. If I'm not, I just love being surrounded by a post or something. I'd rather wake up and go to sleep, knowing that I'm being true to myself and not like.
It's very well and music scene, but it's numerous times. Yeah, people. Before she had a listening party, there was a said basically they're having this like you a chance. Really knew, didn't know who that was. And Jay's been in many shows with me. He's only gone up just for those because at the end of the day, I'm gonna like it, and you know I'm not gonna like it. Smile.
Right.
I'm not gonna pretend they hire me. The bitches don't hire me. Long pause. To do work for him. It because of whatever I'm trying to help. I've really been to any shows. I give you this and I buy you yesterday. But what was it? Paying glad to be able. I would be so happy. That's the one. How many people are actually going to come into the show?
But even in that case, said, you know, I came from the mud. Like, I came from the real grind. We ain't had Facebook. We ain't had Instagram. Right. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these dudes get carried away with views and likes and don't understand it takes a second for somebody to press the like button or double tap. But my man, that's a lot different than actually having somebody get dressed, get in their car, drive to an event, pay to get into the event just to see you. So
maybe have to pay for parking. Yeah.
So a lot of times people let the social media hype like fool them, you know. Right. So me personally, I went from being, I was at a time that guy where like, yo, Kojo a part of something, whatever. We bring in the whole neighborhood, like we coming deep or whatever. And what I learned in that was, once again, at that time, it wasn't about money, even though Shout out to Stacy though as Taste, man, because he used to give us the bag. I can't even lie. But outside of that, but it was never really about it. It was really
talking about Stacey Baker.
Yeah, he used to give us. Oh man, we used to come from Annapolis, and he used to make sure we was right, like good.
You know his son is like my son.
A word?
Rebel from Pit Fights.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't know that.
You didn't know that was his son?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't either until I had a conversation with Rebel one day, and he was like, "Yeah, you probably know my dad." I was like, "Who?" He was like, "Stacy." Stacy who? Stacy Baker. I said, "Taste it. Oh Lord, I do Stacy by reputation first.
Yeah.
And then I
And we made it make sense. So I did, when I look at it now, like I've had to create this lane where I took it, because they say you only get one time to be like the hat on the come up. And then from there you got to figure it out. Like toward the end of, or not the end, but middle through Michael Jordan's career, he wasn't dunking on anybody no more. He developed the jump shot. So now he's just shooting your lights out. So like with me, it was just like, all right, now we got to find a transition, because a lot of these kids appreciate when you're talking a certain talk. When
right.
Your content and your music really ain't necessarily about anything. It's more like the turn up or whatever. And once again, it's a time and place for everything. But for me, I actually changed the content and the direction of the music, and not because it's like I can't make the records. It's more like, just the truth of the matter is I got a daughter, right? So it's like, if I'm gonna put music out there that's influencing the next generation, it's like at some point my daughter gonna have a guy. She's gonna have a guy that she's ain't got. You know what I'm saying? I have to support
basement.
I create
right. Mentor.
To do this, like I'm doing it off the street. So I once was like running with, cool with doing certain things. As far as like, I feel like I gotta break. Man, who's done what? Same thing for me.
Right.
It's just like, big homie Rocco. Man, he be in front of this mic having.
He told me, he was like, "Can you go and check my?" I listened to all 4 of his songs and I liked them. It was. I went to show. Whoo! Wow! I never. You think I got 5 seasons? April 2000. Drunk as hell because I started laughing because are you being Nick don't ask for that credit. I feel that credit. You know what I mean? Just like you said, if it wasn't for him,
right.
Ask you about was when you were talking about the older that you get. Yeah. That's like affects my mood, it affects me all different. It's therapy on both ends with the person. So when they're this, I can't listen to them. I don't like them.
Yeah, I ain't programmed for it.
I don't like them. You all like them, that's cool. Go ahead, have at it. I'm an old lady. I'm a grandmother of 4 kids. Like I got 4 grandchildren. My grandson likes that shit. My grandson's favorite song is Money Man by Peso the Mafia from here in Baltimore. He loves that song. He goes, like, he'll be standing there looking at me, be like, "What are you doing, Katie?" He's like, "I'm doing my money dance." I start dancing. I'm like, "We should just get out of my face." But that's not me, So if I can't relate to it, and there's certain like Kevin Gates is one of my favorite artists. And hopefully, in a few more days, he'll be coming home.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. I need some new Kevin Gates music. Some of the things that he talks about, I can't relate to. But there's a whole lot of other stuff that I can. So, as far as content goes, like even in his music, I've seen transition. His that's what he was a part of. So he's talking about it. As he became a married man with 2 children, some of the songs he's still talking about the drug game, but it's like a past tense kind of thing. You can hear the difference. You can see the transition in him. You can see where he's doing songs to his daughter. You know, you can see where he's transitioning his life, not only because of, you know, studying Islam, but because he's transitioned his life to be a better person for his children. So, like while you were talking, I was like, yo, I wanted to ask him, like, when that transition, you know, and you already answered it because you was like, you know, I had my daughter, and I was like, wait a minute, hold up. My music is going to be influencing people. Yeah. And so, my music could influence that boy that my daughter's going to... So, that's my a couple to Baltimore, because I heard you. What I'm gonna do? Yeah, but it's no, but just, you know, when people think of Glen Burnie, right? They think of,
yeah, I get it.
You know, well, they think, you know, they just think, oh, a whole bunch of white people. You know, there ain't nothing going on there. Yeah, there's a lot going on. Just like Queen Anne's County, they just found a damn meth lab. Like down in the back roads from my family's house, from my parents. There's a big ass meth lab. Yeah, so there's a lot of shit that goes on that you don't realize. But, you know, like I said, I heard you do I think it was you did an interview, because I remember you talking about your name, and yes, I want to get to your name.
We're gonna get to it,
because Kojo is very unique.
Yes. The name and the person. So yeah, we're gonna get to the record, and then we're gonna get right back to it.
All right. So what we're gonna do is we'll play a song, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk some more. Like I said, this is not an interview. We just have a whole conversation.
Yeah. We playing that for heavy.
Yeah.
You know it's everything flight.
I was just sitting here and I was like, just listen to him talk. Just talk.
I'm just out here getting to the bag. Nah, I ain't a nigga with a swag, but I am a nigga from the Ave. I mean, I grew up hopping cabs, running fast, laughing at these niggas who really think the summer theirs.
Perfect song to play.
I spent summers there, up north, down south. Yeah, I've been everywhere. Yeah, even Puerto Rico. Networking, trying to eat, yo. Have a winter whole week without sleep, bro. Straight beast mode. I ain't had a cheat code. Don't make me start dancing on them. Chucky talking about his own.
Letting people know that this is like, I was there. I did this. I did that. I did this. I did that.
Yeah. Hey, Eve, you know what I'm saying? We got the footage. We ain't just counting these stories. We got the footage.
Statute of limitations is over with.
Oh, yeah. No, it's clear. We are clear.
He said, what a hater gonna tell me.
What a hater gonna tell me.
Okay. Let's try to go right to the next song.
Yeah. That was just for heavy.
That was like a perfect song to play. Let me tell you something. I listen to no music before I get here. Okay. So me listening to this with you, it's the first time I've listened to this. Okay. Because that way you get my natural reaction. You know, I don't like look over stuff before, you know, I play the music or whatever. But that was like the perfect song to play for what we were just talking about. Yeah. About how you're talking about stuff that you've done. Like you were there, you did this, da-da-da-da. You're talking about it in the past tense.
It's true story.
You know what I mean?
Well, it depends. Like part of the song, like the first verse was more what I was on now. You know, just kind of giving the rundown. you know, the lyrics start, I ain't a nigga with a swag, but I am a nigga from the Ave. So it's just like, that's for like those people. Like, I'm trying to address it early because my content and everything has changed in the avenue. So it's just like, when I'm rapping and I'm representing, I mean, I'm going to like Pittsburgh and West Virginia and all of these places, and certain places have like screens on the stage, and I'm having them put Robinwood up on the screen because I want them to know, even if they've never stepped a foot in Robinwood, like they understand, like, this is what I'm representing. Right. And you know, the neighborhood as a whole, and not just my neighborhood, but my city. So normally I get on stage, my name Kojo, I'm from Annapolis. Small, you know, it's the capital, but it's like small city in Maryland, and you know, from a small neighborhood called Robinwood, one way in, one way out, and then from there we have conversation, you know, because I got friends and family members who never got to live to see the age of 32. I got friends who never made it to 18 or 25. So like, when we haven't doing this music, that's why I said the content in my music, it was like a force to change, because it's like, I'd be lying to you. I'd not be, you know, everybody say keep it real, keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? But the funny thing is, I think they're doing it once again for social media and for the look, because keeping it real and keeping it 100, it's like, I seen the Meek Mill thing, and before he went in, he kept telling people like, yo, you want to do something gangster, anybody could shoot a gun, anybody could do that. Let me see you move your mother out the hood tomorrow. Let me see you do that. That's gangster. Right. So when we at this space where, you know, everybody's talking a certain thing, it's like, are you really ready to stand on that? Like, mind you, a lot of these artists and people in general have children, have family, like, that you claim you're doing it for. So it's just like, what are they getting out of you being so tough? What are they getting out of you being quote unquote gang or whatever? And this ain't no shot or diss toward anybody who feels like that's the lane and that's what they running and representing. But it's just like having foresight. So like for Heavy song, for Heavy was once again another one of the big homies in the neighborhood who I looked up to. And once again, I did, to keep it real, like, the start of me looking up to him was actually for all the wrong reasons, right? But it was such a balance. And sometimes, you know, you can't say the good outweigh the bad, but like, this dude, I know he personally helped different families in the neighborhood. Like, a lot of these dudes that do dirt in these neighborhoods and do things, it's like, yo, are you even giving back in any type of way, shape, fashion, or form? And like, that's one of the things that, watching Heavy growing up, he instilled that in me indirectly, because it was never like, this is what you should do. I just watched.
You followed by example.
I was observing. So when he would have fish fries in the hood, like, it wasn't like he come in and telling us pay for the fish. No, he bringing the fish out. He's, you know, bringing the and he's putting it down. So this was kind of more of an ode to him. Like, yo, you know, I know you're gone. And once again, a lot older than me, but I just want to let you know I'm repping. So the beginning of the song was more me like, yo, I'm on the grind. I'm doing all these shows. Yo, Heavy, like, you used to have me rap for you, you know, on the block. And now I'm doing shows in Puerto Rico. Now I'm performing all over the place. Like, can you believe this is happening? And then, you know, it transitions into the second verse where now let me speak to the cats that's from this era who still think, you know, that's the way. Like, I've been there. Like, just in case you forgot. But once again, what they say, you start one place and it don't, what they say, they don't matter where you're from, it's where you at. So it's just like, where I'm from is where I'm from. And like I say, forever, it's tattooed on me. Like, wherever I go, I shout it out. It's pictures on the screen, it's on flyers. But then on the flip side, it's the, yo, I'm not gonna sit here in front like I'm not trying to evolve and show the next young dude coming up that, like, it's bigger than just that neighborhood that we grew up in, that's one way in, one way out.
See, and like I said, I'm from a little small town on the Eastern Shore in Queen Anne's County, and it's up Everybody's like, whenever I say Eastern Shore, oh, Ocean City? No, instead of going 50, you go 301. Like, go up. Like cornfields, like farms and everything else. But people that meet me and they're like, you're not from Baltimore? I'm like, no, I'm not from Baltimore. I've just been here a hell of a long time. I've been here since 2003. Yeah, I've been here since 2003. And when I moved here, I moved to Poplar Grove, which is like one of the worst neighborhoods to move to. You know, I'm only white person there, you know, everything. So I understand, like, I watched the guys that were on the block. They were from that block. Like, that was the main guy, his aunt lives right there. One of the other guys, his aunt lives right there, and he used to live there too. Another guy, the burnout house, that used to be his house. That's where he grew up at. You know what I mean? So that was their neighborhood. But they made sure not to make it hot.
No,
they made sure not to make the people that lived there mad, because they learned from me quick, fast, and in a hurry. You make me mad. Look, I told you. This is what I told you. I don't sit on my car. Don't sit on my property. I don't care what y'all do out here. Just don't bring it to my house.
I got you.
You know what I mean? As long as you do that, we good. A couple days later, find drugs underneath my steps. The next day, find drugs underneath my back steps. Oh, both times the police come and pick that shit up. Yeah, you all lost your stash, and it was like a big ass stash. So it took a little while, but they understood, and now they're my family. They're my family. They're my cousins. You know, they've evolved from just being, you know, on the corner, just being on the street. They got kids, they got jobs. They, you know, once they left from our block and they took that shit somewhere else, they coming back driving cars, and, you know, and then like they grew up and, you know, like I can continue to do this, maybe make some money out of it while looking over my shoulder for the police and the feds. Maybe I should just go ahead and get a job and, you know, try to make that transition, because some people can't make that transition.
No, it's tough. Like, you know, everybody, you know, make choices and look at things differently. So some people do feel like, yo, what I got to lose, you know.
Right.
Real familiar with, it was a Jay-Z documentary for when he did Reasonable Doubt. And one of the lyrics of one of the songs was, I'd rather die enormous than live dormant. That's how we on it. And it was just like when I first heard that, I didn't understand what he was saying. It was just like, man, just a bunch of words. But then when it came down to it, it was just like, you know, the breakdown. It was just like, well, you know, if this is the level and this is what I'm living for, I'm going to take the risk to get more. But it's one of those things where when you're that big of an icon at this point, he's showing you so many other ways to make moves and do things differently, where I think a lot of people feel a lot more comfortable taking what would be considered the easy route,
right? Where
it's like, yo, man, I don't want the pressure of having to, you know, the job thing. And once again, I'm not one to, you know, talk down or at anybody for what
it's their own personal choice.
A part of, but I am a product of doing things a certain way and then dealing with the karma and the consequences of it. So if we're going to do this, you just got to know that this comes with it. It's not just a right side to it. So like, I've lost a lot behind the choices that I've made, and I got to live with it. And I tell like a lot of my friends, associates, and people I'm cool with, like the same thing. Like, no, I hold myself to a certain standard, and even with the mistakes I've made, you know, it's like, fuck. Like, I really, like, man, sometimes I can't sleep at night because of, it sets with me. So, like, a lot of people use the thought process, well, I don't dwell on it. And that's, once again,
that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. But, you know, for a person who's looking to pursue a certain type of thing, you can't hold on to it. What this saying is, you can't hold on to the grass and reach for the stars. So that's all true. But it is like a circle. Like, I don't never want to be rewarded for a wrongdoing, because I just know, like I say, the karma coming with it. I used to make records. It's like, yes, I did wrong, but only to get right. and it sounded cool. And it
Right,
sounded
right,
like
right.
whatever.
I think I've heard that line from you.
Yeah, you might have. I did it in a day too. That's the song with me and Tess. I can get it for you.
I think I could, because that sounded very familiar. But like, and I said, like, before we played the song, and I said we're gonna come back and talk about where you're from, because like I said, the reason why I said that was because anybody that says Annapolis, they automatically, well, I know for me, probably,
The mall?
Well, the mall, Naval Academy, the little harbor thing that they have right there with all the nice shops, because they show them on the news.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And all that. But that's not where you're from.
Right. So there is like two sides. But that harbor part has its own like history, because that is actually where they say the slave ship came in and brought Kunta Kinte.
Well, just like Baltimore Harbor is where the slave ships came to. And do you realize that a lot of people don't even realize that?
Yeah, I know. We actually got a statue of Alex Haley, the guy who wrote Roots, or supposedly wrote Roots. Got a statue of him right there. So like, and Roots contained the story of Kunta Kinte. So like, kind of as a representation of that. But yeah, that's right there, not the Annapolis I'm from. Inside of the city, there's like public housing where it was created, as they said, to be a stepping stone. It's supposed to be where where you start at. And a lot of people, my family included, like when I grew the neighborhood I grew up in, my mama lived there, my grandmama lived there, my aunts lived there, my uncle lived there, all in this same neighborhood, all at the same time.
Right.
But when my grandma moved there, and then like, it's like with us, and I don't know how it is here, but it's called the Housing Authority. So it's just like you go simply put your name on the list. When your name come up on the list, a spot opens and boom. So that's been generations,
right,
on top of generations, where, like I said, it's supposed to be used as a stepping stone, but like everybody don't make the transition to go to the next step. It's like you find comfortability and content and be content there. So when I was 10, my one of my brother's best friends came, like, so this project called the Heart of Hip Hop, and I actually said, before it made national news, Jasmine Tyler lost her big brother to the Boys in Blue.
Like I said, you say, when you say Annapolis,
right,
most people think, yeah. So you're giving them a different side of Annapolis, like Baltimore, like people think about Baltimore that aren't from around here, in Harbor,
Yeah, but they also got like, because you got the Camden Yards, the Ravens, but then they also got like the Wire and the Corn and different things like that.
Right.
That base they thoughts off. Like we really
don't
have that other side. So a lot of times it is confused and thought about like, yo, this is it's kind of sweet down there. And once again, Baltimore's a way bigger part. You wouldn't live past 18 because, man, we watched this stuff happen twice, in a matter of months, for real. And it was just like, it's hard to, it becomes hard to deal with, hard to cope with. But then, as time passes, as they say, out of sight, out of mind. But for some of us, it really took a toll and it stuck with it. Right.
So, like I said, that's why I wanted you to elaborate, because, like I said, when I first met you, or I first heard of you, it was Mr. Annapolis.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, well, this dude's from Annapolis, okay. So I was wondering, because like I didn't know, I'd never heard of any bad places in Annapolis. Right. Like Baltimore, you hear it on the news all the time because the news always focuses on the negativity. But I'm sure if you took the ratio of Annapolis and Baltimore, and you did the ratio as far as murders per population. It's probably
it's still gonna be a drastic change, like I said, because Annapolis really isn't big,
right?
But like, and I kind of took on that moniker like of the whole Mr. Annapolis thing, because a lot of people in the city wasn't making certain strides and doing some of the things like musically that I was doing. Like, we're talking. Do you
have is there a music? I want to say like a music scene, like something like what we have here. There's one in Annapolis. Look, Jay's over here shaking his head. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's becoming more of a thing. Like, it's always had like its moments,
right? You know,
like on off. Some people doing it, they're not doing it. They're not like. I'm over.
Like the bad day, but anyway, for one who is. I pronounce
yeah.
He goes by you know what I mean, is there as far as, you know.
Yeah, it's becoming more like people being on it in more of a I guess serious way as of now, but like for a long time it was really just like a lot of people did it, but like I told you, it was one of those things where you did it for your neighborhood.
Right.
You did it for your crew, your little group. Nobody really took the step out. And then even me with the stagnated, like I said, I was cool just being the rapper from Robin.
Right.
But what ended up happening was, once again, just I'm a competitor. So the challenges of I went and somebody had got me hit with emotion. And I'm just like,
I love her.
Oh, word. So she got a studio, and this is when she was in Glen Burnie. So I went seen her and linked up, and I'm like, yo, I want to do a mixtape. And I started bringing everybody who rapped in my city with me. Like, it wasn't even about nothing. I'm loading up vans. I'm, making sure everybody got there. Like, we just rolling.
Right.
So when Dad did a mixtape, like 3 days, I recorded a whole project.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, it opened the door like, oh, this girl Emotion got a studio. And then she moved to Brooklyn. And then once again, I started doing I Did It in a Day series. And then once again, bringing all the artists from my city who I knew that was doing music, different producers like, yo, you want to come be a part? And it became a thing because not only were we recording the music, but I actually had her film the entire thing. So we had this I Did It in a Day project. And, she had to plug to the cable access channel. So time in the city who wanted to work or collab or whatever, like, I mean, it's to be a part of this project. And now that we looking at money off of this, we can, it's like it don't take. So, I'm one of those people. I give it up, and I don't know. Hall of Fame is top. I got 25. Anything. This is I'm traveling in the snow. Share, but anywhere. You say the opportunity, but certain things that I've done, I couldn't have thought. Yo, you ain't gonna melt in nothing. When I'm, just on a real level, like dealing with a girl who I feel like, yo, I want to. Was there, never left, never slid out. Was the music,
right? And
this music has landed me. People coming to me and have me perform.
Beep 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 beep.
The middle of the song is just like those things. Yeah, the hustle. Like I said, somebody asked me like, yo, how does this work? How does that work? Sleep to do this.
Right.
I've sacrificed relationships. Financed as far as the travel and all of that. There are improving. That's why any platform we're gonna talk about it afterwards. A lot of times these artists, nothing. Man, my mama just, you know, kind of like, you know, inspired in a way a space for her and that type of thing. Stranger,
right?
We talking about somebody who I love music, and somebody say, man, they don't look. I'm all actually pushing once and act like that's the only.
One point, don't even travel to DC to do shows that are no longer here. Black Hole Club, Bourbon Street,
Oh man,
that we were able to perform at,
and that's why I wanted. And you know, we pick up things, and
right,
if they don't go out there and seek it,
and so to shows up there, and it was always love. People just love. They love the variety of music. They love, you know, people from out of town. But what I've been seeing, this is I call the popular rappers now their YouTube videos. That's cool, but do you have longevity? You're being a, you know, like I said, I never. They get played on 92Q. I don't listen to 92Q. I've told I covered Summer Jam for 92Q. I see him at Summer Jam, and he come over to the edge. So because I'm right up front. They got that. They had to change part of their hook. Yeah. Oh. After they signed that deal, they said.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I know they just recently had I think they dropped a song, the remix
so,
that song.
Show any of the shows that you know, they don't do shows.
Yeah, it's a new. It levels and certain things that are being skipped, and once again, it's been like that in every generation. But I guess. Like, to be what's hot, and you know, I wouldn't sign Nas because he ain't have a demo, but we talking about who have had like singles and different. It's just like, has anybody seen Jaquan get silly? Like, and that's dope if that's all you're aiming for. But I was told shoot for the moon, so if you miss, you still among the stars. What I'm looking to achieve is, we talking Biggie, Tupac, Jigga level, like, because I just feel like I have a duty to not just be here for now. KRS One had an album called The Return of the B.O.M.B, and I don't know none of the songs off the album. And this is the conversation I had with him real quick when I got to talk to him. But he had a song, the intro to his album was "We will be here forever, forever and ever, ever and ever. We will be here forever," and that was what was said on the intro. That's the only thing I remember from the album, and the fact that here we are. I heard that in like '94. Right. I was a kid, you know, so 9 years old. So I was 9. So the fact that here we go, almost 20 years since then. Right. And what I told him was, I said, "You wasn't lying. Like, you're really still here. Right. You're still doing shows. You may not get played on the radio and all of that, but it's like we in an era where the radio not even necessarily the same anymore. Right. So like, I mean, look at us. We're not on FM or AM. Right. We're on the internet, and we're reaching this radio station. Like I think 3D said that Brazil is one of our listen. Like people in Brazil are listening to our shows, and you know, and it's different countries now. Like people. You know, I used to get upset when people like, "Oh, I want my music played on ITQ." That's cool, but is that all you want? Yeah, it's that thing. Like, it's an accomplishment. Like, I won't downplay because I've had my music played on ITQ.
Yeah, but it's cool.
Yeah, but it's like if that's where your train stops,
right?
Then it's just like, man, we need bigger goals, everybody. You know, let's think a little more, you know,
universal at least.
Yeah, long term. You know, because once again, everybody is, you know, in a position where, whether it's a program director, everybody has a boss. They have a job to do. So it's just like, I like settings like this because you could say, no, I'm not having Kojo. You have the authority to say that. But if you work for a company, once again, I'm on throw 92. You under
but any company,
and it could be an artist that you don't feel, you don't like. You have to. The artist got to come up there because
I'm Joe Budden. That's who I am. I'm Joe Budden. I don't want to. Yeah, and I don't work for Complex. And just like Joe Budden.
And these DJs have to smile, have to laugh, have to key with you like you are whatever.
And post. How many times have you looked?
Their job.
How many times? I know DJ. You know how the personality, whatever you want to call them. They take the picture and you can tell that person did not want to take a picture with that artist. You could just look at it from the fake smile or the no smile or the expression on their face. Like they just really did not want to take that picture. And that's why I said, like with my show, I do interviews with people. Most of the people that I do interviews for or interviews with, I know them on some level. I know them on some level. All the artists that come down here, I have Pennsylvania comes down every month. And I don't know these artists. So it's cool for me to meet them or whatever. But I have control over everything that I do. You know, if you know,
three songs in there that you don't really want to play that you got to play.
I play all local artists. If you hear industry artists playing in here, it's because I'm not on air. I'm listening to Kevin Gates, or like last week I was listening to B.O.M.B and Pimp C. You know, I'd be listening. I listen to that, but I'm not on air. When I'm on air, I play whoever's here, or if I'm playing music before my show or after my show, I will play local artists because that's who I'm serving. That's who I'm trying to help. You know, like I said, like the longevity that when you were talking about that, it reminded, and the whole thing with KRS-One and Eminem and Jay-Z and all, one thing came to mind is conversation with people, and they was like, oh, don't nobody want to, you know, you all living back in the 90s and in the early 2000s, and, you know, that's the music that I like. And if I'm the only person in the world that likes that music, that's cool with me. Right. But when I look around, there's a lot of people that want that content. They want that story, because I like stories. I like lyrics. If I want to listen to gibberish, I will go read a Dr. Seuss book. If I want rhymes, I'll go read, you know, if that's all I'm looking for, rhyming words, then I'll just go and read Dr. Seuss. You know what I mean? I'm not saying anything negative about the music that's being played now on the radio or what people are listening to, what these kids are listening to. That's what they want to listen to. You know, that's them. Me personally, I like artists that don't get radio airplay. I like local artists. I like underground artists. I got the chance to meet David Banner when I was in New Orleans, and he's one of my favorite artists. All the way back to Cadillacs on 22s.
Yeah, he's one of my like new favorite people. Like he
his whole vibe when he talks. J. Cole's another one. He don't get most of his music played on the radio, and he really don't care. Right. Kendrick Lamar is another one. These artists that will continue to do the music that they want to do without anybody telling them they have to do it. This is what you have to do. You can't put this in a song. I don't want no restrictions like that. I want artists to be able to give me how they are, how they feel. To me, you get a deal. You get a deal tomorrow. It's a great deal. Money, everything. You get everything that you want. As soon as you sign that and they say, you have to change. That's no longer you anymore. Right. That's no longer Kojo. That's not what you are. That's not who you are. So now you're an image. Like, for the longest time, I couldn't stand 2 Chainz. Could not stand 2 Chainz. Still don't really like his music. But I heard him in an interview. The man's smart.
Very smart.
Very, very smart. So that was, you know, gives me a you know, okay, so he just did what he had to do to get into the position that he's in to be able to do what he wants to do. That's cool. But now the record labels have been like, so now we figured that out. So now we got to switch things up. I just seen where people were talking about getting paid for streams and you're only getting pennies on $1 for streams. That's the corporation that's doing that. You know, I don't know how artists like yourselves are going to be able to break that. Yeah. And I'm hoping that somebody comes up with an idea real soon, because you as an artist, you pay for studio time, you pay for beats, you pay for the artwork for your projects, you pay for the distribution, you know, the streams. So you've got all this money tied up.
Somebody else capitalizes.
And somebody, no matter who it is, somebody's, even with the, you know, that's why Tech Nine is one of my favorite artists, because he's so independent. They got the company, you know, they millions and millions and millions of dollars now.
Yeah.
And they did it independently. I've been preaching independence to everybody. Like, I want a deal for what? They're going to make you change, like, and then who's to say? Comp has a project at Def Jam when he was at Def Jam that'll never get played. It'll never get, you know, put out there because he was under contract with them. So that's Def Jam's project. That's not even Comp's. You know, so the whole thing about being the person that you are, following your lane, making what you do, and being able to have that longevity is what I want artists to achieve. It's cool, like you said. Get in the club, getting tipsy. I still love that song. I played that song a couple months ago. I think, you know, it's one of those songs, one-hit wonders. That's all you want to be known for? No, of course not. You want people to like your music, and you want people to bring you along with them. You know what I mean? Just like I said, KRS-One, one of the greatest artists, very educated, educates people. And then Jay-Z. Jay-Z didn't have to put out that album last year. Jay-Z got probably about billions now. I mean, I don't know how much he got, but he got a lot of damn money.
Him and Beyonce together, I'm sure they got something nice.
You know, they just put out a video. Him and Beyonce just put out a video.
Family Feud.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but yeah. But I see a snippet of it. They don't have, like, she really technically doesn't have to put out another album the rest of her damn life.
Thanks.
You know what I mean? They don't have to. They have that legendary status. They don't have to put out another. But Jay-Z does it because he was like, I'm still here, y'all. And people flock to it. Talk shit about Eminem all you want. Everybody talks about that album. I haven't listened to it. I got it, but I haven't had a chance to listen to it. But from the different things that people have said about it, it's an evolvement from who he was. Like, everybody really wanted him to be in that Slim Shady, that box.
Yeah, I can't beat it. Right.
He was showing.
And he been told people that on the second album, I'm not going to be able to top what my name is. Like, y'all got to get it out your mind. It's like, I'm not.
Right.
It's a rap for that. But, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, I seen an interview where he says it, lines it up perfectly. Like, I'm never going to be Slim Shady enough for anybody. And then even when I go into just Eminem, whatever, you're going to say it's not authentic enough. It's always going to be somebody with something to say. So, regardless. Yeah, so to focus on those people who, you know, appreciate you, back to that, go where you celebrate it, not where you tolerate it thing. It works like in every facet of life. And how you choose to, you know, push forward with your message is on you. But as long as you can look yourself in the mirror every day, then, I mean, that's the key. That's the win.
Right. Do you think that's why? Because how long? I mean, because you said you've taken it back to the early 2000s, being in the scene or whatever. Yeah. Do you think that's the reason for your longevity? Is that you basically keep true to who Kojo is? Not necessarily.
I go to these spaces where some of those guys, you know, guys have chosen different paths in life as far as just not pursuing the music anymore. And so there was a time where I wouldn't be here. I'd be in places that I'd rather not be.
Right.
No, you're not doing it for anybody else. You gotta on setting a standard and creating opportunity for. When I say this a lot in the interviews, when Biggie said that line, my mom smiled every time my face is up in there. Years back, I got kids, programs from shows. Those are the things that, you know, I kind of keep in mind and keep in my mind, that to who you are is the absolute win. Because if you're doing it just to be, they got, you know, the time on their hand to create whatever they're doing, whatever. You kind of got to look at them and ask them, well, are you supporting it because I'm just doing it? Because there were a lot, and I do mean a lot of people that I associated myself with, and that genuine, some of, you know, the realest for them. But as I, you know, this is going to kind of be my 2018 spill. I wasn't, you know, you're not gloating about it. You don't have to. They know, you know, and it's kind of as simple as that for me. Hear and see people be as ignorant and as boastful as possible. Right. And it's just like, I got my things I could. So if you're really doing it from a real place, like, there's no reason to, you know, stick your chest out about it or whatever. Right. But sometimes as people, we get impatient and
like I'm waiting for the karma. I mean, like I understand where you're coming from, because like Lisa, do you know a videographer? Lisa, you know a producer? But I used to tell people all the time. I used to tell artists this all the time. Once you give your speech, thank God, thank your mama, thank everybody, and then before you get off that stage, be like, oh yeah, and thanks Lisa. Okay. That's it. Because, like I said earlier in the interview, I know I'm instrumental because I've been told by plenty of all these, you know, all these different events that I have done. And I've heard this over the years. Grease the palm, sweetie. Couple dollars. Fact. Because I've done going out of my way, and you've treated it like I owed it to you. Blah, blah, blah. I was seeing if you was going to come. But like, I mean, yeah, you know, I'll see what I can do. All right, well, I got tickets for $10. Well, actually, it's like $2 because I didn't get to ask you. That's the reason why I don't write. Like, I just want to talk, because you learn more about somebody when you just talk. Now I've learned who Kojo is.
Yes, yes.
So,
ladies and gentlemen, we present to you the Mobile Club brand. Let's go step on the scene. So fresh. All the power couple, 9 to 5 on your job, who you working double. That's what the boss do. Looking for the day, planning for
I see. I was there the day. I was there. Remember?
I love the way you shine. Who I Mobile Club.
What I sent you?
Let's go.
Lady Blue said the one he did.
I'm trying to make sure my damn battery don't die.
You already know what time it is. It's your girl Diva.
I'm your boy, just did it in the day. Said I couldn't do it, but I did it anyway. Preparing for the future, but I'm living for the day. Old school, when they watch me do the kid and play. I don't just talk it, I do everything I say.
You better know they love me. So you can fix your face.
Now I'm at the rebel all over the globe. Crown on see, I read from the soul, my immaculate flow, just happy to blow, get your high and flow. I'm a brother with gold, when a brother with gold. See my big gun home, just a whip on the soul. Rest in peace.
Well, I was, yeah.
And now the 5 seasons, you're Chanel.
For my birthday, I was drunk. I was drunk.
Chanel was young too. I'm not saying her like
I felt it for the next 2 days. Yeah. I didn't do nothing for my birthday this year. Nothing. Hey, I was, see, I'm glad the camera is not on me. I was over here just bopping. Familiar with the Mogul Club? The man is right there. That's Jay McGraw.
Yeah.
Actually, we got a big room now. It's not like the old building, with the old building with the tiny room, and then we went to the little bit bigger room. This one echoes. Going for the snake. I'll be like, I get halfway through it and be like, I give up.
that's enough.
Kojo Hot Flow.
Yeah.
I think that used to be.
I'm named Kilo.
Yeah, yeah. Because
So-
this is the reason why.
And at the time, my pops, who wasn't like heavily instrumental in my life early on, but he held a really, really high position in city government in Annapolis. So, you know, this in the 80s, she got the papers in the mail. So when the name changed to Kojo, like I said, I'm a kid, I'm too young to even remember. But growing up, it was everybody was just like Kojo, Hot Flow, you know, just kind of flowed. But once again, prior to the Mr. Annapolis thing and going through this into everything but rap, like even though it would thing, and I mean, I even to this day, I kind of people who've seen me perform as of late, I do this thing where it's like I'm doing this music thing, man. We can be like, let me express why, whatever. So, as far as name to jump out on certain songs and jump out.
I mean, like that's why I said like stick with you on that. But people or something. It was on some movie. I'm gonna have to go and look it up because I keep referring back to this movie. Boy bands. Boy bands coming out the woodworks. Then all of a sudden, then there's something else. You know, it's just there's at certain points in time, this is what's be hot tomorrow because we might go back around to the. I really think that's going to be the next thing that's going to, it might be some kind of like. Right. You know, everything in life
bell bottoms.
Everything comes back. take a look, and I noticed it. And like I said, I think that the lyrics be the, you know, the next, it's going to come back around. And I've had, so whatever they want to call them. I feel so old and white when I say that. But, oh yeah, a lot of people don't realize that I am white when I spit over it. It was all lyrics. It was, you know, another couple years, not anymore. This is what's hot. So we're going to, that they get force fed it. So the spotlight, if you want to call it that.
No, that's real.
You know, I want to listen to messages. Really? I want to listen to messages. People that are,
for everybody to adapt, but
well, it's just like, it's not music. I'm watching TV in my room and he comes in my room with his phone playing blasted music, or worse yet, hooked up to the Bluetooth speaker.
It's extra loud.
They do listen. I force them to do it because you're being. He has 2 songs on 2 of their albums where he conversation with himself, the good and the bad. You know, his good is like, no, I don't want to do that. And his bad is going, making that transition from being in the streets.
Right. It's still a process every day. You know, you
right. It doesn't go. It doesn't. I'm gonna tell you, no matter what age you are, it never goes away. My children's father is a perfect example, and he's, hold up, how old am I? 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52. He's 53 years old. He still thinks like a 17-year-old. You know, shout out to him for giving me 2 beautiful babies. Actually 4, because the oldest 2. But yeah, sometimes it's you know, if he had picked the path of being in a family, you know, things would be a lot different for him, be a lot different for me. But he picked this path over here to do shit first and think about it later. So, you know, that's like I said, it's going to be a struggle for you for the rest of your life, but you're making the right strides because your music, like I said, I've seen you perform. I've seen that. And that's the thing with me. I can listen to this music. I'll be like, oh yeah, he's nice. I like him. I need to see you on stage first to really give you that stamp of approval, I guess, if you want to call it that. So when I see somebody on stage, it tells me something. I watched the Creek Boys on stage. Their track was playing. They're jumping around. Not really rapping into the microphones because they're jumping around. So that tells me all I need to know. You should just hand me the damn CD. I would listen to it in the car. But artists who get on that stage and they rap in the mic and they having a good time and they looking at the, you know, they're not just working one side of the stage. Or I had somebody one night, oh, you need to get your camera ready because when my artist gets up on stage, he gonna give you something to see. I said, okay, my camera is always ready, but all right. That was Ogun's fault. Ogun shouted me out and pointed me out. I was just there to take pictures. I didn't want to engage in anybody. Guy gets up on stage, has his microphone, has his homeboys up on stage, and he was like this the whole time. Eyes closed, just rocking back and forth. I'm waiting for you to do something spectacular like your manager said. Had another artist at at Sonar. I'm standing in the crowd. Billy Live show. Billy Live. Dude walks up to me. Why ain't you got no pictures of me? Don't you know who I am? I said, nope. I said, do you know who I am? He said, yeah, you the boy with Paparazzi. I say, see, that's the problem. You know me, but I have no idea who the fuck you are. So you might want to change that. Homeboy come up to me a little while later. I'm sorry. You know, he been drinking. Da, da. I said, I mean, I know he's been drinking. I said, but you need to check that attitude. That was not the way to introduce yourself to me. Not at all. Come to find out, I did take pictures of him when we was in D.C. I took pictures of him, you know, performing. I took pictures of him outside posing with everybody. But he didn't see him. So that goes back to that attitude of being bigger than what you are, is who you perceive to be. Because if he had come up to me and been like, hi, my name is such and such. I'm just wondering if, you know, why you haven't taken any pictures of me. You know, he would have got a different Lisa. I went into diva mode right then. I don't do that very often, but sometimes you have to pull people down and be like, yeah. Just like I've had people, yeah, everybody knows me, and I will raise my hand and be like, I don't know you. Who are you? And it's not I'm being smart, but I'm also giving them a humbling experience, because you have to realize that in a city this big, everybody raps. I've gone to shows the past 2 years and not known anybody on the flyer. Like, I'm like, who are these people? But I've been pleasantly surprised as well. Mm-hmm. I've gone up to people afterwards and been like, where the hell have you been? Oh, I've been rapping. I've been doing this. I've been doing that. There's too many different circles. You know what I mean? So whereas you guys are in like this circle over here, not because that's what you want to do, but that's just what it is. There's a whole nother circle over here, you know, and then there's a circle over here. And a lot of times they don't cross, but I was trying to cross those lines, and it just gets too difficult because everybody raps now. Everybody raps. So, yeah. But what your mama think when he changed your name to Kojo?
Oh yeah, he had problems, but he had a few problems.
I mean, she eventually come around, but
yeah. He had some problems though.
But yeah, because I always wondered, and does it, like, is it significant to him as far as the name?
Yeah, well, Kojo actually means winner. So it born on a Monday. It's like a African name. It's from Ghana. So like it definitely serves purpose, right, as far as, you know, the aim. But it's just like, get a permission, my man. You know,
yeah, because I think I would have. I'd be in jail right. I'd still be in jail right now because I would have killed his ass. Well, my children's father wouldn't have been there. He was mad because he never got to name none of his kids. He got 4 kids. He never got to name none of them. I say, ain't my fault. You had 2 older ones before I came on. Your oldest is named after you. Like, deal with that. Your oldest is named after you. My children's names have been picked out since I was in the 11th grade. I'm sorry, you're not getting that. But yeah, but I had always wondered about that because before I
Did they get his last name?
Huh?
Did they get his last name at least?
Yeah.
Oh, then you can't really complain.
Right, because I could have gave him my last name and that'd been cool because my brother is the last of our line. He's the last stand of our line. Mm-hmm. It was going to be my nephew, but then his mother's boyfriend, my sister's boyfriend, adopted him. So now he's got his. So my brother, who has no children, is the last of our line. But I had always wondered if Kojo was a nickname or if it was.
No, that's the actual government. That's on the birth certificate now.
I was gonna say
original birth certificate was Kilo.
Does she have an original?
Yeah. I had to. I was forced to. Not forced to, but I had to put it up lately. You know, certain people took the thought, because when me and Dirt Rose started doing a project together, he always I told him about my name being Kilo and by his last name being Jones. He's like, yo, it'd be tight if we did a project
Kilo Jones.
Kilo Jones. And I'm like, let's work, let's do it. And then, we end up getting into it, and creating it. And then, there's always, as they say, haters or whatever. So there was a guy who actually wanted to make people believe that because I changed the content in my music, that me throwing the kilo on my name was supposed to be like like me trying to create this hard image or whatever.
Not realizing that it was actually
no. He knew it for sure, but he knew everybody else didn't know, so he tried to play off of it. So I had to my mom don't get rid of nothing. Mine, pull a birth certificate out real quick, the original one, so I could post this online, just so they see what it is. Like, it's not like I'm doing this for no, this is really what it was. So, yeah, man, we got the original. So it's always strange because my entire name was something different, and then first name, middle name, even my last name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just to see it
that's
change
crazy.
completely.
Of course, that I don't. Is it that easy to change a child's name? Back then maybe it was a lot easier than it is now. But
and like I said, he was in a very
right.
good
So
position. So yeah, I'm sure he
used his
amazing
powers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. But and we run over time, but I always run over time. I'll be asking people all the time, be like, "You got anywhere to go?" I've had 3-hour interviews because we just get in here talking, but I don't want my phone to die because it's acting dumb. I'm down to, what am I down to? I can't even see. I'm down to 27%. At least it's not going down like it did a couple weeks ago. That shit was just dying. I was like, damn. Usually if I have the white cord hooked up to it, it stays on 100%. But it kind of, I guess it moves, so it disconnected. And then it just sucks it all the way down. I got to get a new cord. Yeah. But, yeah, so.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming through. Like I said, Jay hit me up and he was like, well, let me find out if he can do on the 6th. Oh, Happy New Year, everybody. It's my first show of the New Year.
Happy New Year.
Right.
Started with Mr. Annapolis.
Right. First show, yeah. So that means the rest of the year is going to be a breeze.
That's right.
That's what it's going to be. I mean, I am booked up for 2 months. I'm booked. I'm booking for March now.
That's awesome.
I stay this way. Yeah. I got people wanting special. I'm doing special interviews, but they cost because it's going to be on a different day, different times. So it's like a special, well, if you making me come out of my house on a day that I don't have to come out of my house, you have to give me a couple $, and then we going to be live everywhere. We going, it's like, yeah. So I'm actually scheduling, trying to schedule an interview with Billy Live and 20 other people.
Yeah. Seen that.
You seen that? Yeah. He was like, any radio? And I was like,
I can bring him. We can go out and come back.
I'm like, do you see how big this room is? Plus we have the photo, well, it's supposed to be the photography room, but it's like the beat room because they make beats in there too and do all kinds of everything else. There's a couch in there and, the studio's in the back, which I'm going to show you all that before we leave. But yeah, so I'm constantly getting people, Lisa, you got any available dates? I said, in March. Pennsylvania takes up 1 day out of every month because they come down. Yeah, I'm not playing. I got Judah Priest is coming next week. He's a Wu-Tang affiliate. Yeah. He's coming next week.
Familiar.
I'm supposed to be interviewing Turk, but I don't know what's going on with that. Actually, I could probably actually get an interview with Turk if I go through Steve anyway, so it don't matter.
That'll be dope.
I'm waiting for BG to come home.
Everybody waiting on this.
I'm waiting for BG to come home. Every time we're in New Orleans and Steve goes live, BG's mom is on his live going, "You down here?" Because she loves Steve. So I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for BG to come and be like, "Excuse me, can I get an interview?" I come down to New Orleans because I can do all this in New Orleans, my whole show. But yeah, I'm not playing. Frozen Harbor.
Oh yeah, we on that. Make sure y'all there. I'm on the 16th soundstage. We will be in the building. Oh man, it's gonna be a movie. I wish I could discuss everything that's gonna happen, but I promise I was gonna
wait.
16th. Soundstage, you should be there, and you might want to make it your business to immediately following the performance, try to make your way into Ram's Head. I promise you don't want to miss what's happening.
I was gonna wait until the 20th, but I'm I'm one of the photographers at Frozen Harbor again this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually Frank Lewis. I'm trying to get used to saying Frank because I know him as EC. I am Baltimore hip hop.
Yeah.
Got my shirt on. EC hit me up the other day about if I had any openings for an interview. And at the time I didn't, but then the whole thing with Turk came up, ended or whatever. And I put him on the 20th, and he's going to be here talking about Frozen Harbor. And he was like, you want to do Frozen Harbor? Like, you have to ask me? Really? And because, I'm not, like, I'll be at Soundstage. That's where I primarily shoot, is Soundstage. So I'm not too sure about the 17th. That's why I kind of left the 17th open. Like, I'm not sure if I'm going to be there on the 17th. Because if people don't understand what Frozen Harbor is, it is 10 stages throughout Power Plant and Soundstage. It's like 160 acts, different genres, like everything. George Clinton.
Yeah, the big homie.
Kurt,
what's up?
He's going to be there. Dragon is going to be there on the 16th. It's like that's a whole long, like, when I seen that everybody that's going to be on that card, I was like, yo, I got to make sure all my batteries are charged up.
Dragon, Saigon.
Last time I seen Saigon was 5 Seasons. Prophet had brought him. He was such a cool dude because Saigon's people wanted to fuck Don Poe up on that stage because Poe jumped on stage. And Saigon was like, no, he good. Just, he's just a fan, yo. He's good. Poe was like, then he was like, Ma, I should have done that, huh? I was like, no, you shouldn't have because you almost got fucked up. He's like, no, they almost got fucked up, Ma. I was like, I'm sure, Poe. I'm sure. Yeah. So, yeah. Frozen Harbor. People don't understand. Scar Akbar said this. This is he needs to trademark, copyright everything. He said, Frozen Harbor Festival what do you call it? The Winter Woodstock. Think about it. Woodstock was, the weekend, all kinds of bands, everything was, it's in the wintertime and ain't nobody getting naked and mud wrestling and all that stuff like they was doing.
Hope not.
I'm sure a lot of people going to be feeling no pain whatsoever from the drinks and whatever else recreational they partake in. But that's what he said. He was like, it's like Winter Woodstock. And I think that's genius. That's not what they expected it to be, but But yeah, so Frozen Harbor's getting bigger and bigger every year, and it's awesome. I know Comp's gonna be there. I know Dirt Road gonna be on.
Yes. We're bringing the whole team. My homegirl Devon Danielle gonna be in the building with me. Man, we gotta hold on to it. We gotta. Hold on to it. I want to tell you.
He's getting ready to spill it. He was gonna be exclusive.
Oh man, we building it up. We building it up. I promise you, it's gonna be a movie. It's gonna be a movie. So everybody who can hear this, I promise you, Frozen Harbor is the place to be. Holla at me or any of the artists on the joint for tickets. They are gonna be on deck. But Baltimore Soundstage, you don't want to miss it. That whole lineup of that day gonna be crazy. But immediately following, if you can, trust me, you want to make your way to Ram's Head immediately following.
He's like, I can't express that enough. I can't
express it enough, man. That's where you, Baltimore Soundstage is where you should be. But immediately following, make your way to Soundstage. When you see the whole team coming off the stage, busting the Yui out of there, follow us. It's gonna be live. It's gonna be crazy.
There's gonna be a lot of people going in and out because, like I said, it's the whole power plant. Is like I said, 10 different stages. There's everything going on for everybody. It's something wonderful to be a part of. And like I said, I was a part of it last year. The year before, I think I went. I don't know if I went there or not. I think I'm going to a couple of them, and it's just something awesome to see all these different people everywhere just walking around. It's February. shout out to Rob Bryan, who is his birthday. It's usually his birthday weekend that we have this damn festival. And he's the One Coast Entertainment who's in charge of everything. So I think he just wanted to throw a big ass birthday party for himself. I think that's what it was. But that's cool because Rob is a cool guy.
Let's get it.
He always invite me over like afterwards to go over to like the Tin Roof. And we go, come on over to the Tin Roof, Lisa. Like, no, I'm going to hell home. He's like, man, you can't hang. You right. I'm older than you. I can't hang anymore. So, but yeah, so it's awesome. Like I said, you just keep on doing what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Like I said,
I appreciate you for having me again. Thank
always,
you. Shout out to Jay McGraw for, putting these plays together. Mogul Club. Let's get it.
Right. And Jay, I'll be seeing you this time next month. You and your daughter, who's got her own little clothing line, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah, possibly. I may be accompanied.
Hey, like I said, I don't like. I've been in the middle of an interview. I was in the interview with the Guild, which is
Brian Lyrics.
Brian Lyrics, Sir Tizzy, and Exoskeleton. I was getting ready to call him by the government, but Exo. And I turned around and looked, and here comes Street Scott, Big Dro, and Jace from TAGMG, just to come in, speak, say hi to the cameras, and then they was on their way somewhere else, but they wanted to stop by and just crash the interview.
2 groups.
Right, I'm famous.
Baltimore Paparazzi.
Right. So, like I said, next week I got Judah Priest coming through.
Woo.
His people, his management actually sent me stuff, so I know that it's real. So,
before we get up out of here, I don't mean to cut you off, Lisa. Tomorrow, anybody, let y'all know if you can make it your business. We doing a performance at the 2900 days, 29,000 days book launch event at the Black Diamonds.
Yep.
Black Diamonds. It's a blessing that I got a chance to be a part of like this event. Once again, Jay McGraw working on it, putting work in, and just putting my message out there, and it's connecting with other people's story and messages. So once again, Baltimore, if you are in the area, anywhere in the surrounding area, it's going down at the Black Diamonds. No, it's House of Diamonds, ain't it? Was it
House of Diamonds?
House of Diamonds, yeah. I will be performing there live tomorrow, 6 p.m. This door is open, and we're gonna get it cracking.
all right.
Really, really powerful.
See, always working.
You get a book for purchasing a ticket there.
Oh, okay. See, I always like stuff like that. Like, you're not just getting a performance, you getting something, because like, I don't know, a lot of people, I hate when people say, I don't want to pay for a ticket and it'll be whack, this, that, and the third. How you even know? And it's only $10 damn. What are you talking about? Most of the time, that's how much a show costs. It's $10. People just get on my nerves.
So you click the button.
Yeah.
I'm working on him. We working.
Yeah.
So did it in a day 4. Make sure y'all purchase that. It's online everywhere.
Yeah.
Apple, iTunes. You got.
It's so much easier to get your music online than it was a few years ago.
Yeah. Follow me everywhere at KOJO440.
Got it.
Once again, at KOJO440. Once again, man, I be getting so caught up in the action. I be missing the politics, man. So Jay's the reminder. So the music is available now. iTunes, Tidal, everywhere. You could get I Did It in a Day 4, newest project, or one of the newest projects that I have out right now. Support the movement.
Yeah.
Hoodie Kojo, SoundCloud.
Right.
Yeah.
All you gotta do, I'm sure, is probably just Google. Just Google
me, baby.
I know, you remember that song? But I'm just saying that like with a lot of artists, like if you, especially like if you're really working out here, if you're really doing what you're supposed to be doing, it should be nothing just to be able to put your name in that little bar, that search bar, and be able to find you. Well, for one, you can go to my Baltimore Paparazzi page and look at the damn flyer, and I done tagged him in it. So click on it.
Yeah.
Click on it, and you can find him on Facebook, and you can find him all his outlets.
Yep.
Because that's what artists do. Yeah. So next week, Judah Priest. Everybody try to be warm. I know it's hard, but yeah. Hell yeah. I'm tired of waking up cold as shit with my cat laying on me because she cold.
When very disrespectful for little young guys, small chested guys like myself.
Look, I'm a big girl. And it's still disrespectful to me. So yeah. So the song I'm going to end my show on is B.O.M.B. Since I brought him up.
Shout out to B.O.M.B.
He put out a project last year called Black Christmas. It was an EP. And one of my favorite songs on there is called Cold Streets, and it's featuring Quentin Randall, who is an awesome guitarist. He actually is on the hook.
He actually taught me how to play.
He's awesome. He cut his hair. He cut his hair the other day. Really? So yeah. So this is for everybody. Cold Streets, and yes, it has a message. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Baltimore Paparazzi in the spotlight on Hard Body Radio. We need a byline or something for Hard Body Radio. I need to say something slick.
Yeah, going up.
I need something slick, saying, Hard Body Radio, where we hard body or something.
3D can come up with that.
Yo, 3D, I'm gonna tell you this and then I'm gonna click this song. We have a bowl, and most of the time when I have the money or I have my food stamps, I will go and get some candy and I put it in a bowl for my guests. Because having it on the table in the bag is just ghetto to me. So his daughters were in here, and she was like, "Oh my God, ask Daddy where the bowl is." She said, "But we probably have it at the house." She comes back in here. She said, "Daddy said # gone." I said, "I'm gonna beat your daddy's behind. That's what I'm gonna do." So yeah, the bowl that we had in here is # gone, but that's okay because I've still been eating my candy.
It is Baltimore Radio, Hard Body Radio.
Yeah, we had to
go. # gone is the outline. That's it. # gone.
Yeah. So
that should be your byline.
Once again, thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate Kojo and Jay McGraw coming in. Jay really did try to stay. He tried to stay quiet over there. But yeah. So thank you all for tuning in.
# gone.
Peace.
I'm gonna take that.
I love this song.